right. Well, and we did this. I watched a little bit of it. Actually, I watched a lot of it. Actually, I watched the whole thing. Did a review about it. Aquaman. We're going to be doing the premiere, and it's the 16th of December. We're going to the premiere. We're going to do our show from there during the Aquaman premiere in San Francisco.
Now, do you think a lot of audience members are getting excited about it?
Oh no, there's a lot of people. I did a small snippet on Twitter, a review of it, and some people were like, they got upset that I didn't think it was the coolest thing in the world. But they haven't seen it yet.
Well, I
thought it's how do I explain? The movie is Thor. It's exactly Thor, but it's underwater.
The only thing that bugs me, and I know,
but he's not casted out.
But he did a good job, don't you think, as Aquaman?
No, he did a great job. He's different, and there's a lot of people that told me that what upsets them is they're so used to the classic. Well, you won't be discouraged because the classic Aquaman is back, and you have to watch the movie to see it. I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm not going to ruin it till after the December 17th
well, it sounds
show.
Like you ruined it already.
The movie's great. It's okay movie. Now, I just can't put it in lines with like Ant-Man, Thor Ragnarok. What other one?
No. But you know, the only thing
nothing
is
nothing compared to that.
But Amber Heard, I don't know if I am in love with her.
She's
as
okay.
A role.
She
seems too young to be Mira. Mira seems like has a sophisticated, unique beauty, even a little bit stronger than Nicole Kidman.
I like Nicole Kidman in the movie.
Nicole Kidman at Helena, she looks like she's gonna kick. Well, she does kick ass.
She does. You'll see a little bit. She does do a little bit.
I don't think I've ever seen her as an action figure. Watch out, Tom Cruise.
You mean not action figure, action star.
Action star.
There you go.
My apologies.
Next movie we're going to be seeing, and probably earlier this week, is the Deadpool movie, which is rated PG-13.
I'm glad about that.
It's a little different, and it has your boyfriend that you love so much from the Wonder Years. He's going to be in it.
My boyfriend. You mean your boyfriend?
We're going to see that one. We're going to give a review about that one. I can't say
he is not looking forward to it, but at least we can bring the kiddos.
Yeah, you can bring the kids with them because it's PG-13, even though they're probably under 13. All right.
Hey, you know one thing that you didn't mention about Spider-Verse? Now, is it this or is it in Endgame the last time we see Stan Lee?
Oh, Endgame's the last one you see with Stan Lee.
Okay, but you know what? Be prepared, especially for you true loves of Stan Lee. It is so touching because of what he speaks about in the movie.
Yeah.
Because he basically talks about the death of Peter Parker. We already spoiled it for you, so sorry if you're just listening now. And and basically... it's just kind of touching because he's talking about someone else's death and how important and how to move on. And it's kind of like the message that Stan Lee has put out to all of us of looking at diverse ideas and experience. And at the same time, realizing our own gifts, our own talents, and just like what I say all the time, to become your own superhero in your own world, in your own lives, right? So important.
All right, I'm going to get a quick interview. We're going to come back. I want to talk about Christmas. Why? Because I want you to remember this name. Rankin Bass Productions. AMV, any idea what Rankin Bass Productions is?
Wrestling toy manufacturer?
No. You're going to like this. Guys, think about that. We're going to get a quick interview. Stockton Khan with the man who puts it together for Mattel Toys, all the wrestling action figures. He designs it. Bill Miekina. All right, we're going to talk with him. We'll come right back.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Folks, Merry Christmas.
Come up to another table, and so Bill Miekina. And I want to get out your social media real fast. What is it?
Sure, I'm on Twitter at Bill Miekina. I'm on Instagram at Bill Miekina.
Everybody wants to know why the hell I'm talking to you. So I'm going to toys. Yes. You're involved with toys.
Yes, I've been a toy designer at Mattel for the last almost 10 years.
10 years, dude. I want you to... I know, but is it primarily wrestling you worked with, or?
Yes, I've been in my entire career at Mattel. I've been the designer on the WWE action figure line. Right now, I am the designer on the Elite line, which is our highest end WWE action figures.
Do you know how many people love your stuff? They're like in their bedrooms right now, which sounds kind of weird.
I've seen some collections. People have reached out to me and show me pictures of their collections, and it's very, very flattering to see someone with their entire room just like dedicated to product that I've worked on, and it's all my it's almost like my life's work at this point.
It is your life's work, but these are stuff you worked on. Do you have the original prototypes for these? Do you keep them, or does Mattel take them?
Oh, that's Mattel property.
It is Mattel property.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't want to keep them. I'm not someone who's
a collector like that?
Yeah, I'm not a collector of that stuff. I like the final product.
Really? Okay. So how does one get into this? How did you do it? Were you into sculpting? Did you audition? What?
I was... I got out of college, and I sort of had no idea what I wanted to do, so I sort of just...
You sound like 80% of us, man.
I'm sure my story is not unique, but somewhere along the way, I just decided I still love toys at that point. I was like in my early 20s, still buying a lot of toys. I had some artistic ability. I'm not like the world's greatest artist. What probably you'd call a serviceable artist. Yeah. But I thought, why don't I just try and make a go of this? You see how far I can go with this, and I went to toy design school. I finally got in after
So there is a school for toy design?
There are two right now. When I first got into it, there was one, Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. That's where I went. Subsequently, there's another toy design program in Otis. Which, ironically, is now like 3 or 4 miles from where I work.
Yeah.
But the one I went to is then the one on the other side of the country.
So they bring you back as alumni?
I've gone back just at like reunions, but like in terms of like...
I'm surprised I don't have your picture up for this. No, I'm being serious. I mean, this is huge. Did you grow up with these, sir?
I grew up with LJNs.
LJNs. But it's amazing what you did here. I mean, like, the craftsmanship you put into these figures. I mean, what does it start from? Do you look at their picture and actually carve it?
Yeah, it starts with watching I don't actually do the sculpting. We work with sculptors, both our internal sculptors and worked with 3D Systems, General Giant, which I believe is the greatest sculpting house in the U.S. I love them.
Okay, so and then who was the hardest one to work on when you did all these figures? And have you ever seen them in person? Do they come in and take pictures of them? Or?
We go to the events and scan directly at the events. So
you do. And was it back then too?
I'm not sure. Back in the day, like since I've been going on the scanning session since 2010.
Yeah.
Where you go backstage and you scan the talent. I'm not sure how other brands, other companies did it back in the day. I don't.
So overall, we're looking at these here. How many altogether figures have you created?
Oh gosh, I don't have a.
Once he says, "Oh gosh," you know there's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, thousands. I think I've designed thousands.
And you're just sticking with just the WWF?
There's more than enough here to keep me busy. Yeah,
I know. But have they asked you like, "Hey, I'm having problems with the My Little Pony line. Will you come over here and structure work on that for me and help us?"
Well, My Little Pony, that would be Hasbro, but yeah.
I know. I'm messing.
Maybe a little bit. Might be a little literal. It's no, but it's not because they don't judge they wouldn't value my opinion on that brand. I think just because I'm so dialed into this.
Yeah.
It's almost like
you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, we don't want him not working on this.
So are you a wrestling fan?
Oh yeah, I've been a wrestling fan since right before WrestleMania. Right after WrestleMania, the first one, I started watching. So
you were into all the hacksaw and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you remember those days? It's never going to be there again, is it?
No, it's a completely different business, but it's evolved.
It was like a soap opera that I loved. You'd wake up mornings and I don't know. Were you You weren't a Hulkamania, were you? Did you have the shirt and rip it off? Because
I never did. He was never my favorite.
Did you have the shirt? You did. Yeah, I thought so. Look at that.
You couldn't just go to the mall.
These are.
You had to go to an event.
This guy's a legend. A legend. So go ahead about the Hulk shirt.
Never had it. He was never my favorite. But looking back, I realized just how popular he was.
He's huge. Yeah. Did you do his doll?
I have worked on some Hogans for Mattel.
Have you done any? Is there there are certain comic book artists. I mean comic heroes I don't like, and I won't talk about them on the air. Is there one of the? Be honest with me. This is the last thing. I really need the truth. Is there some of these wrestlers you didn't like, and you made them look uglier than the rest?
No, because I want them to sell.
You didn't know I was going with this, did you?
No, no, that was a little out of left field. But no, I don't keep my personal feelings about the people.
It's fine.
Determine the course of the line. If it did, the line would look different, but it also wouldn't sell as well. So I want to make sure that I'm putting out the line that appeals to the most possible people, is the best looking product, and the best selling. So, and if I'm able to do that, then I'm doing my job correctly.
So are they coming up and having you sign stuff? How's it working for you?
This past Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, I was on the signing panel, which really that should not have happened.
Why?
But I sit in a cube all day. It's like these are the people that I'm making the figures of. They're public figures. I mean, they're on TV every week. They're doing a very difficult job. I sit in a cubicle and design action figures. The fact that people. The fact that I'm in a position where I would be on a San Diego Comic-Con panel signing autographs, I don't know how to explain it. I'm very grateful for it. Yeah. It's very flattering.
Yes, it is.
I think what it means to me is that people like the end result, and that's the important thing.
It is.
Action figures are no longer, this is a $20 item now. Back when I was growing up, $20 would get you 3-4 figures.
It was, what was it? It was like wasn't it like $3.89 for the Star Wars figures? I know it's Hasbro. I'm sorry.
So this is not, if you're a collector now, this is not. You're not spending an insignificant amount of money on these every year. So I want to make sure that if you are willing to spend the money, that it's a good product and you don't feel like you're getting ripped off. And I think the fact that I might have been on a signing panel at Comic-Con means that people do like what I'm putting out.
And you're also pushing the product. So Mattel should be just giving you a high five. I mean, you're pushing their product. It's seen and it's out there.
I when I was a collector, I always appreciated the little peeks behind the curtain you get every once in a while. Like, it just because it made me like more invested in the line.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like why I do shows like this, because I know that people that aren't as lucky to be in my position, they appreciate the little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Like, they're really not here to see me. They're here to see the product. They're here to see the sneak peeks of what's behind the curtain. And that's the important thing, really.
And then this is the last thing. It's just like you are, and you got to, I'm going to say this, and you might take it with a grain of salt. You're one of the luckiest guys in the world, man. Look what you're doing, and look what you're doing for people. You're pretty lucky.
Yeah, I
get paid to do this.
I get paid to do this. I am lucky. I also put the work in so that when Lucky Break presented itself with this job opening, I was prepared to fulfill that role.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of both, but I do appreciate the role Luck has played.
Yeah, you are. Hey, thank you so much. Once again, let's get your Twitter. It's Bill. It's Bill.
BILLMIEKINA at Twitter and Instagram.
Are you posting pictures of the dolls?
Not that much today, just because I'm interacting with people.
No, but in course over when you're at work, do you post stuff?
Yeah, I'll post stuff that I'm working on. I'll post appearances like this where people can come and take the photos for themselves.
Okay, so Bill, this is what I'm going to do. When this is on the show, I'm going to post all this. We're going to do a blast for you. Are you okay with that?
I'm fine, yeah.
All right, they're going to peek around the curtain again, so
I'm here to pull back the curtain just a little bit.
Just make sure you're wearing your best underwear. That's what I'm asking you right now when they pull back that curtain.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Okay. Thank you so much, man.
No worries, man.
Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you.
So Bill has got a great career in this, and they love him. They have him autograph the dolls. They have him, like, whatever they can. They have him sign it. They loved him. A real nice guy, too. If you want to find out more about Bill, we talked about it earlier. Remember, always visit him, or social media. Twitter is at Bill Miekina. It's BILLMIEKINA. And then also Instagram. Posts a lot of stuff on there. Okay, I talked about it earlier. Rankin Bass Productions. AMV, any idea who they are?
Help us.
They are the people that put together all those cartoons. Well, actually, claymation and then the cartoons from Frosty the Snowman. But the real ones are good. A Year Without Santa Claus. What else we got? Year Without Santa Claus. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Toys? I'm surprised they haven't made the toys.
They do make the toys, but they're hard to get because remember, all this stuff went down. They were founded in 1960 and it went to 1968. The company lasted for a while. They did great. Warner Brothers Television owns it now. Since 1988, they bought it and everything. So the gentlemen, Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass, on September 4th, 1960, started this company. They called it the Anima Magic Stop Motion Production, where it was created in Tokyo, Japan. And throughout the 60s, the Animagic Productions were headed by a Japanese stop-motion animator. It was called Tatito Mahakando, not Kinyu. At his studio, MOM Production, he was credited for supervision of Tag Mohanga. I know it's a lot of information, but this is how it all started. And they wanted to create these animation movies and cartoons and all that stuff like that. They originally saw the Gumby production. They said, hey, we can do a little better. And the one thing they did do better with these things, if you notice,